Welcome to 1 Minute Left, powered by HDR. And I'm your host, the great Reme Frye, and the founder of HDR.
And I am the Death Row Princess, a.k.a. Brianna, a.k.a. BB. Thank y'all for joining us tonight.
Today, we had an exciting day. We had the opportunity to make a trip here to Texas, where we are together for the first time. We made a trip to Polunsky Unit, DR, and visit some of our great guys. Demontre Miller, well, first of all, the co-founder, Chris Love, Demontre Miller, Kershawn Rame, Damon Mosley, and who else?
Did you say Debo?
Yes, I already said Debo.
Debo, Kershawn, and
that's it. Damon.
Moyo.
Moyo.
Oh my God.
Moyo.
I always think they have the same name.
And we got the chance to see Robert Robinson. He told us that HDR is doing a great job. You know, he's praying for us. God bless each one of us. And it was great seeing him. We got to see Paul Slater. We got to see Tedrick R. Batiste. Today is his birthday. And who else? We also got to see.
I feel like there's another person.
Who else did we get to see?
Sean, Debo. I think it was only 4 people.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, that was it. Yeah,
and we got to see Ricky Cummings. He was downstairs also. We got to chat a little bit. And I think that's all. And of course, Paul Slater's mother. Shout out to her. She gave me 1,000 hugs and told me thank you and continue to do this. She's like, God called you to do this and never stop. So thank you for her hugs and prayers.
Very much soft, very much.
But this was Brianna's first time visiting Death Row. So Brianna,
insane.
Tell us how you feel today.
So as Remy just said, this was my first time visiting Polunsky Unit. My first time visiting any incarcerated individuals in federal prison. I work for a county system, so I'm used to like general population, but I've never interacted with that, high profile of people. So that was new. So I guess starting from the beginning, the plan basically was to come see the guys sometime by the end of this year, which is tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
Happy New Year's early. So the plan was to just see the guys before the end of the year. So we made a plan to basically drive down to Texas. I'm from Chicago.
KCMO.
She is from KCMO.
Mm-hmm. Kansas City, Missouri.
I couldn't think of this. I couldn't think of the city. But she's from Kansas City, Missouri. So we both decided that we were just going to band together. We were going to make that little 14-hour trek, and we were going to surprise the guys. Because a lot of them actually didn't know if we were coming or not, because like we kind of didn't really talk about it too much, but we knew what was going on. They just didn't know. But anyway, so to start the drive out of Chicago, if anybody in our following is from Chicago, y'all know that the weather is so super bipolar. So when I left Chicago, it was snowing, like blizzard, like I couldn't even see the street. Like it was snowing so bad. And Chris, of course, was talking to me while I was driving, and he was making sure that I was okay and stuff like that. So thank you so much for that, Chris. As soon as I left Illinois, everything was fine. It was fine. So I drove about 7.5-ish to 8 hours to Missouri to pick up the founder. And she took over the driving.
12 hours.
12 hours. She did a great, fantastic job. And I was so tired because I had just gotten off of work. So a blessing that I had somebody to help me with the drive, because it was very much exhausting. And being fresh off of work at, almost midnight, to then coming to wake up, and then I still had to pack. One thing y'all don't know about me, I'm a major procrastinator. Okay. Like, so of course I wait till the day of to like pack all of my stuff. I'm fighting with my bird. Like, she doesn't want to go in the bird carrier. Like, it was just so much that was going on. I'm like, bro, I literally can't. Like,
I'm like, leave the bird.
I literally had to make the executive decision to leave my bird, and I was very much upset about it. And I really wanted my bird to be here, but it's okay. She'll probably be here next time. But regardless of all that, we pick up Rem. We drive to Texas, and we
got here.
As soon as we got to Texas, it was feet to the ground. We were very much like rushing to get stuff. So
looking for change, looking for Ziploc
First of all,
we weren't prepared.
First of all, let's talk about the fact that we needed to find change and could find change nowhere. We literally went to a laundromat. They were like, yeah, no, you can't get any of our change unless you're washing clothes. And I was really tempted to just take off my shirt and just be like, can I wash this for some quarters, please? But no, the laundromat was a no. No. We then went to the grocery store. They told us no. And I think
out. They said the bank hadn't came and bought quarters.
Yeah, the bank conveniently did not make it to deliver the quarters.
And then we went to the bank.
Then we went to the bank.
The bank quarters.
The bank didn't have quarters.
No, they had like $40.
We literally took the last of the bank's quarters. So the bank right now has no quarters.
Polunsky Unit, DR, they ate very well with those quarters.
Quarters. So whoever goes to that one, sorry that there are no quarters. We literally took all the quarters. It wasn't our fault though. We tried. So by the grace of God, the coin machine was working in the Polunsky Unit. To my knowledge, I did not understand that it rarely ever was. So
sometimes it's empty. They don't often fill it. So they said they just filled it.
We left up.
Thank you.
And it was just fantastic. I loved it. So we were able to feed all of the guys that we visited and stuff like that. Everybody was able to eat and stuff.
Yeah.
So a little bit more about like the atmosphere and the physical drive to Polunsky. I don't know if anybody has ever been there, if you guys do visits, but the road leading to the prison is like long, windy. I saw a cute pig thing. I don't know what it was.
She was fascinated about that pig thing.
It was like a pig car. I don't know. If y'all have driven to Polunsky Unit, y'all know what I'm talking about. But it's like this little pink.
Should have got a picture.
Oh my God. I wanted to take a picture next to it. Bro. Yeah. Oh, I should have took a picture next time.
We'll do it next time.
For sure, next time.
Because we'll have plenty more visits.
We'll have plenty more visits. But yeah, they had this cute little pig thing. I don't know what it was. But anyway, the road is long and windy. Lots of trees, lots of like forests, lots of just nature through the pathway, I guess. Which is kind of like, it's almost like the prison is like in a little secluded part of like this thin forest clearing. And it's kind of like weird because like you would think that it would be like a beautiful place like to have like a walk like or like a bike trail or something like that. And the fact that it's just
prison, they're not gonna make it.
It's a road directly to a prison, and it's just like that nature there would be so nice to have a bike trail, but we're using it for a prison. I feel like they probably should utilize that area for bike trails or something nice, because it's a very nice natural area. But anyway, so the first visit that we had today was at 10:45.
Well, 10:15.
10:15. It was at 10:15.
Mr. Kershaw Ramy.
So
and
that was Rem's visit.
That was my visit.
I only had the one visit with Kris because he was the only person that was able to get me on his list like fast enough for the visit. So I just saw Kris. But the first visit was at 10 o'clock. Mind you, we were looking for quarters. We had to buy jeans. We didn't have any jeans.
I had to change in the car.
We had to change in the car. Like
I'm like trying to pull my pants up. And
my shirt was wrinkled. I pulled it out the bag. I'm like, oh my God, this shirt is...
We wanted to wear our HDR shirt.
We had to represent.
We had to represent HDR.
$25. Every donation goes to the guys at HDR.
Yeah, because Damon Mosley was asking for some money on commissary.
Yeah.
So I have to...
We need help.
$110.
We need help. And donations.
I appreciate teachers.
I'm 26. I'm irresponsible with money.
But we do our best though to make sure that they always have money on their commissary. We always are blessing their lives, and we just always ask help us, be a blessing to us.
Yes, because again, the money that you guys donate doesn't go directly to us at all. We don't even pay ourselves. Everything that we do is completely, our trip was completely out of pocket.
Yes.
The hotel completely out of pocket. Everything was completely out of our own pockets. Like we didn't get any donations for any of this. This was something that we just decided to do on our goodwill. Even the food that we fed the guys, that was completely out of all of our pockets.
Yeah.
Nothing was donation. So
I don't want as a founder, I don't want the donations for us. God's always going to bless us to travel and get what we need. I just always want to make sure the guys and the ladies are taken care of. And if there's some left over for, something for HDR to keep it going, then we'll use it. But it's always going to be them first and then HDR last.
Of course. We literally, again, don't take any of you guys' donations and spend it on ourselves. Like all of that money goes towards the guys, their commissary, their ecom,
tablets,
stamps to write and stuff like that.
Because tablets so they can watch their, videos
for the movies and stuff.
Download music, so they can have money on their tablets sometime to call their loved ones, because sometimes they don't want their loved ones to pay for calls, so sometimes they be like, Remy, can you give me $30 so that I can call my mom every day, because my mom is sick and I want to make sure that I can check on her every day. So, I try to make sure I put money on their tablets so that they can do that, because that's important.
Right. So the donations are very much for them and never for us. We don't take any money out of that. So again, if you guys can be a blessing to us, thank you guys so much. And if you can't be a blessing, you can share our podcast so that other people are coming into our podcast and they're able to be a blessing. And you sharing our podcast, videos, Facebook pages, all that good stuff, all of that is a blessing in itself. So thank you guys so much for your active participation in activism. Thank you.
Thank you.
So anyway, back to the visit. So we saw Kershawn.
Yeah.
I did not see Kershawn.
I did. He's doing well. He sends his love to everyone and thanks everyone for their support. He's been with us since we started HDR. I've been with Sean now for 2 years, his advocate. And so, he's a big part of HDR. So seeing him, getting him out of his cell is important, because he doesn't get out often. So getting him out often, as much as I can, having him get a nice hot, he had a chicken sandwich and 2 pizzas and some other stuff. I ain't gonna say that.
Yeah.
But to see him enjoy his meal, that was important. I just absolutely loved it. Now seeing him behind the glass,
that's a different feeling in itself.
But seeing him eat, smile, laugh, and talk, and all that was important to me.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I'm very glad that we were able to get the guys out. Another side note that I want to add is that a lot of the times the guys don't very much get visitors. It's hard for their family to come see them. So we don't visit for, our own personal gain. A lot of the times these guys don't get visits. They don't get to get out of their cell. So they're in their cell 23 plus hours, almost all day, 24 hours a day. They don't get to leave. And whenever they do leave, it's either to be transported or whatever the case may be. But there's no just chill, talking, face-to-face interaction is very minimal. The co-founder actually told me that it's very rare to see people that you're in the same cell next to. So if, say, Kris is in cell A and Sean is in cell B, it could be years before they actually see each other.
Yeah.
And they'll talk every day, which is crazy. But so a lot of the times they don't get out. So we were doing an act of good faith and doing that as well, because they don't get to get out of their cells and stuff.
Yeah.
So I got a chance to see Debo.
And see, Demantra was actually, I was visiting him, but he was like, you know what? I want to see BB. So I was like, okay, let me cut your visit 10 minutes short. So I'm running out.
Oh my God. All I see is Reme, hair in the wind. I'm like, what?
I'm like, Debo, to Montreal.
She couldn't even breathe, y'all. She was like, hurry up.
So we had to get through.
Mind you, I'm like, oh my God, like I'm at this point, like, so my visit with Kris was at 2:45 and Debo's ended at 2:45. Yeah. So it was actually time for him to go back.
But I actually ended his visit.
But you had ended his visit early.
Yeah. So I could go get.
She came out to get me. I go in. I forget Ziploc bags. So I have 2 fat fistfuls of change. I'm like, I don't even know what to do. Like, I had to take my shoes off. Never had to take my shoes off. I was like, why am I taking my? But I had to take my shoes off. I don't know if anybody has ever been to an airport, but that thing that they make you do, we had to do that. And I thought that was insane. That was the most thorough pat down I've ever gotten in my life. I was like, oh wow, y'all are. It was a wild experience. It was wild. I've never experienced anything like that. But I was actually really nervous. Like when I went to go see Kris, like I couldn't even look at him. I was like, hey, Kris. And he was like, why are you looking down? But I was really nervous at first, but I think once I got like comfortable, I think we had a really good visit.
But you got to talk to Debo first.
I got to talk to Debo first.
Yes. Right.
And I was so scared to talk to Debo. Like, I was like, oh my God, bro. Like, what? And then I sit down and the chairs are so low to the ground. Why? And I'm already small. Like, so here I am with my little arms trying to grab this heavy phone. Like, I'm literally like this, like extended, like to the fullest of my extent. And so I was talking to Debo. I got to talk to him for like 10, 15 minutes, which was really good. Like, they didn't have to let us do that.
Yeah,
he was doing very well. He was very happy to see us.
Well, this was me and his first visit since I've been on this list. So that was wonderful. I love seeing him. He's a great young man.
He is great. He is so funny. He was singing me songs through the phone. I'm like, please. But he's a character, y'all. He is really.
We call him Debo.
DeMontrell and Debo are the same person.
Yes.
But either way, the visit with him, even though it was very short-lived, I wish it could have been longer. I wish I could have sat and really talked to him for real. But because, you know, you have to be on their like phone lists and stuff like that and visit lists to be able to call, see them. And I think they only updated like every 6 months? Yeah, like every 6 months. So Debo wasn't able to give me
slots.
And they only have 10 people out of their entire family.
And
only
friends.
10 people.
Yep, 10 people.
Oh, family, friends, kids, wives, girlfriends, whatever. 10.
And that needs to change. 10 is not
10.
Definitely not enough.
10. So sometimes, you know, they have to make space for people. They have to boot people off that aren't calling.
Yeah, not answering the phone. They call.
They call. But people that don't answer and
don't make the effort to visit.
Yeah. So a lot of the times, like, sacrifices are made and stuff like that on their end to make sure that they're getting people that actually want to visit them, and they're making space for like advocates like ourselves and stuff like that. So,
and then 2:45 was.
And then 2:45 was my visit with Kris.
The co-founder,
Mr. Christopher Love.
AKA Low-Key,
AKA Kris, AKA.
And then my 2:45 visit was with Damon Mosley.
Yes. He's Moyo.
Moyo. Yeah.
I always get Debo and Moyo mixed up.
Yeah.
And they don't look anything alike.
No.
They don't even have the same name. Like, like, I don't know. It's like a mental thing. I don't know. I don't know. But they know who I'm talking about when I talk about them. Okay. But
I've seen so many familiar faces out there too.
Yes. It was so many people that we got to see. Yeah. Tedrick was also there. I don't know if we said TJ.
Yeah, I said Tedrick.
We did, but
today, like I said, it's his birthday. I think it's his 38th birthday today.
Yes. Birthday once again.
Yes.
But well, no, it's not 12 o'clock yet. But anyway, so I got to see Kris at 2:45. after I had talked to Debo for like 10 minutes. And I sat down with Kris and I was talking with him, and it was just so weird. Like, I don't think people really understand the, like, detachment that you feel. Like, there's like a piece of like just glass, hard glass right there. And it's like, I don't know. I'm so used to touching people, like, when I talk. And so it's weird that I'm not able to touch them. I think it's weird for them too, because they're like, nobody ever visits us, you know?
Yeah.
So that was kind of like a really hard thing.
Hand glass touching. We always touch the glass as if we can feel each other.
Exactly.
We just kind of imagine.
Yes. And I shared a Coke with Kris.
Yeah.
Because apparently that's his favorite drink. And it's also my favorite drink. And it makes me so happy that he loves Coca-Cola the way I do. Because, man, nobody understands. Nobody gets it.
Wait a minute, I'm drinking my Coke.
She's drinking it right now.
I probably don't need to be drinking.
We need to be sponsored because I drink Coca-Cola every single day. I drink Coca-Cola every single day. Like, if Coca-Cola don't sponsor us, at least sponsor me. Because I have earned my sponsorship. I spend so much money on Coca-Cola. But anyway, aside from that, I shared a Coke with Kris. That was really cool.
But most importantly, this trip really mattered,
Yeah.
for a lot of reasons,
It did. It was very important and vital that we did it.
Mm-hmm.
I learned a lot about advocacy, and I learned a lot about like what it's like to have a loved one that is in an adverse situation. Because I've never experienced anything like that before. Mm-hmm. And it was painful when I got the nice, gentle, you got 10 minutes?
Yeah.
And I was like,
you got 5 minutes, and then you realize, dang.
You're like,
this is over.
1 minute left,
Yeah. And we're like
HDR.
little kids. We're like high five and waving. And I admit sometimes the first time I went, I cried.
I literally wanted to cry.
I got in the car and I cried. I cried one because the glass, because they're not monsters. They're not animals. They're, human beings. So not being able to touch them disturbed me.
It's like almost like a zoo is the best way I can explain it. Like they get fed through like these little slots.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's so weird. Like, I mean, okay, like I understand like security purposes, but it's like, it's just weird. It's weird. I've never seen anything like
all the other death rows, they're not behind glass. Like Oklahoma, they used to, but they're not. They're cuffs. So just put, handcuffs. Let them be able to sit at the table with their families, eat. Share a little hug, share a little handshake or whatever. But to see them behind the glass, and I'm just the whole time. Sometimes I'm just looking. They're like, Reme, what are you looking at? I'm like, I just don't like this. I just want to be able to, high five you, fist bump you,
break the glass down, jump through the glass.
Yeah, it's a bit much because, they matter. They're someone's son, daughter, husband, brother, father, and so to see them behind glass, in Texas, it's disturbing. It really is.
And I think the saddest part, and this is going to sound really like, what's the word I'm looking for? Like contradictory. When I saw Kris, he said nothing that was sad, nothing that was like depressing. He literally had the most positive. He had me laughing the entire visit. I have never laughed so hard in my entire life. Like, I was laughing so hard, tears were coming from my eyes. Like,
yes, that's
and
wrong.
he was just so positive. And a lot of these guys are just, they're so happy and they're so positive to see us. And it's like, they don't really care about the glass, but it's like, we know that it's there. And it's like, I don't know, like, that's just really, I don't know. I think to see Kris so happy like that, I think really kind of made me a little.
They all were happy,
emotional. I'm about to cry.
Like Demontre the whole time, just laughing and laughing and laughing and talking and, And he was so full of life. He was like, Remy, oh my God, you came to see me. I'm so honored. And, to be there was to see him laugh, to see him come out of his cell and just be happy for that moment. It was the reason why we do this. It's the reason why I do this. To travel, it took us 12 hours. I didn't care how sleepy I was because I had been up since I've been up since right now since 6 a.m. I've been up.
We still have not been
and I still have not.
We have not laid in these beds
at all. We traveled. We got straight to Polunsky. We did all of it, and here we are making a podcast. So
it's 11 o'clock.
Yeah. They're the reason why we do it. They're the reason, that we made that travel, that, that we went in there and I sat for 6 hours visiting 3 guys, 6 hours. And
it just did not feel long enough.
It didn't feel long enough. I was like, man, I was tired. And they was like, Remy, you look so tired. And I was like, I am, but it's fine. It's fine. As long as you're out, as long as you're eating, as long as we're laughing and we're having a good conversation, that's all that counts to me. That really did. I put aside that I was sleepy because you know what? When I could sleep later on, but I'm gonna lay in this comfortable, soft bed. They're gonna lay in a hard, bunk.
Metal.
And yeah, I went to go eat. They had to, eat what I gave them at visitation. They're gonna go back to, like I said, a cold cell or whatever and lay in a bunk, and I'm gonna lay in a soft bed. So to me, they're the reason why I do this every day. They're the reason why HDR is here. They're the reason why we fight every day against the death penalty, and we will continue to do that.
Of course. Yeah. The whole visit in general, like, I didn't know what to expect. I learned a lot about, I don't know, I just learned a lot about how important human connection is. Like, it's really weird when there's an absence of that. You don't realize how easy it is for you to just, touch your fellow person or like hug your fellow person. And it's just so common.
In church and the pastor say, touch your neighbor.
Touch your neighbor.
Yes, touch your neighbor.
He's talking to you today.
Yeah. But they can't do it.
They don't do that. Like they literally have minimal contact with people. And as soon as they get to like the visitation area, they're like, side note, Debo is tall. Debo is, how tall is he? 6'4"?
I think he's 6'4".
I'm 5 foot tall. I'm 5 foot tall. So for me to see Debo and he's like this, and he's in this little like
telephone booth. That's what it looked like. Telephone booth.
It's like a photo booth or something. Like it's so small. And Kris, I think, is what, 6'1"?
I think
6'1", I think. But he's super tall, and they're just like all like cooped up in this. It's just weird. It's just so weird. Like I just felt like I was visiting a zoo, and I feel a lot of different emotions. Like I'm glad I got to see Kris and spend time with him, and I'm glad I got to see Debo and talk to him for a little bit. But I just feel like blah. I feel like that's not right. I mean, I don't know.
And that's why we have to voice that as,
I think
friends and advocates and families, and everyone needs to voice that. They need to fight for their loved ones to be able to come out and have a contact visit.
Yeah.
Because I was looking outside and I was like, dang, do you guys ever get to go outside? And they're like, no, general population, they get to go outside on the, out there on the benches and have contact visit. And they're like, that was me and Demontrell talking about that. And he was like, I hope one day that I can just go out there and sit down, and have a contact visit and enjoy the sun. So, to say that, that the reason why that Kershaw Remy likes having visits is because he can come out of his cell and take that long walk, and he can look at the grass, and he can look at the sky, he can look at the birds and watch the cars go by and breathe that fresh air, and to be able to have a contact visit outside on that bench and be able to see all that, it's important to, be able to come together as advocates and fight for that, and families, loved ones come together and make noise and voice that, because, they matter, and, they deserve to have that no matter what, even if they are guilty, and some of them we know are guilty and some are innocent, but still, they're still humans, and so we need to humanize them and stop dehumanizing them. And so let them go outside and enjoy a little sun,
Very important for Black people. Black people are very deficient in vitamin D, and you're locking them in a place where they get no sun, and we are already predisposed to be vitamin D deficient.
Yeah.
It's not okay. It's not. I honestly, I think this visit was super important for me as an advocate because, again, this was my first time ever visiting somebody on death row. Mm-hmm. It won't be my last time. And it really solidified, I think, my position with HDR and, the trajectory that we want to go in, because the visit wasn't about myself. It was about what can I do to advocate for this person, because I feel like shit looking at this person. Like I feel like garbage looking at this person. I feel like garbage looking at this person, and I just feel like I'm looking at a zoo animal. You know what I'm saying? So I definitely walked away a changed person. Again, not going to be my last visit. And I really feel like my view has changed. Like my perspective has changed. The people on death row are very much people. Yeah. And I think we forget that a lot.
Yeah, of course. People forget all the time.
And I again, we understand that people do bad things, but the purpose of the justice system is to rehabilitate those people. And we cannot rehabilitate what we refuse to forgive and move forward from and to reconcile. Yeah. So unless we're able to have that forgiveness and be able to move forward as a society and say, you know what, you did a bad thing. We're not okay that you did a bad thing, but that snapshot isn't your entire life, and it shouldn't be your entire life, and you shouldn't have to give your life for that snapshot of your life, I think once we realize that as a society, I think that a lot of things in the penal system and stuff like that will change. But until we can really incorporate or reincorporate forgiveness into how we view crime and things of that nature, I think that, things will pretty much stay the same.
Yeah. And that's why when I visit, it's all about connection. I get connection. I get to know these men and see who they really are, not what the media or prosecutors or whoever try to, paint them. The visitation is, connecting to them, getting to know one another, allowing them to speak their words, and just be free, be free to have a wonderful conversation. And so that's why, HDR, does our visits and will continue to do our visits. And no matter what,
I think also to add, it's important that we as people that are not incarcerated have relationships with other people. Mm-hmm. Just like it's important for incarcerated people to have relationships with outside people. Mm-hmm. Because we can't reintegrate them into society if they don't have any connections with anybody. Yeah. Like, how do we expect a person that's been incarcerated for 30 plus years to automatically know how to interact socially with people? So I think visitation is important because it kind of gives, it's like almost like a re-entry kind of, where it's like they're getting like a taste of socialization and they're learning again how to socialize.
Connect with other people is wonderful.
It is a good thing, especially
you just sit back and view it. You're like, dang. You're like, Ricky Cummings was sitting next to me, and him and his visitor was just like laughing, and I was just like, man, I was loving it. He was enjoying his visit, and watching him connect to his visitor was a beautiful thing. But it was so much laughter, and I loved it.
It was great. It was a great experience.
Yeah.
But before we go to bed, we want to thank you guys so much for listening to HDR. Before we sign off, please make sure you guys follow us on our social media accounts. We're at prayer_advocate on Instagram. Our Facebook page is Humanizing Death Row. Website is humanizingdeathrow.org. Spotify, 1 minute left. You gotta add the Powered by HDR because there are apparently a lot of 1 minute left podcasts, I guess.
Yeah.
But we're the only one that's powered by HDR. So make sure you add the Powered by HDR. Feel free, if you guys are able to be a blessing, to give us donations. We greatly appreciate it. The guys greatly appreciate it. We have a lot of fun things coming up for HDR. So just keep posted with us. Keep watching our posts, keep sharing our posts, our page and stuff like that. Yeah. We have so many fun things that are coming up, like literally in the next couple months.
Yeah.
Like, so just keep us in your thoughts because we're doing great things here at HDR.
We are.
So with all that being said, take us away, Remy, with our outro.
It's never too late to save a life. And we thank you for joining us. God bless you guys all. And please make sure you, like she said, when we upload this, go follow us on Spotify. Share, like, and listen. And,
reflect.
Yeah, reflect. So thank you. Good night. And God bless you.
God bless. Also, before we go, petitions. There are petitions on our website that you guys can sign for Kendrick Simpson, who is somebody we're advocating for in Oklahoma, as well as Kris and Talon.
Mm-hmm.
So make sure y'all sign those petitions while you guys are there. We're also in desperate need of advocates. We need people to do visits. We need people to do phone calls. We need people to be field activists. We need people to do protests. We need people to write letters. We need people to do all of those things. If you guys are interested in that.
Videos,
Videos, addressed to the governor, addressed to the mayor, the president, whoever. We need all of those things. We need you guys' help. So if you guys are interested in being an advocate, y'all can always hit us up on our website, Humanizing Death Row. You can DM myself or you can DM HDR. We both run the HDR page. We'll both see them.
And Kalina.
As well. She's not here, but
also HDR is United States wide. So wherever there's death penalty at, we want to advocate in each state because we want to make sure that we're advocating for each state, not just Texas, Oklahoma, whatever. We want to make sure we advocate for everyone. And when Kendrick reached out to us to help advocate for him, that's what HDR will do. We advocate for him, and we will make sure that we will support him in any way,
especially if we're asked. So,
so he reached out to us and he asked.
We do a lot of advocating we do a lot of national advocating. So, with that being said, if there's any people that are incarcerated and on death row that need advocates, that want to have a nice, fun conversation with myself or the founder, Remy, y'all can hit us up on Securus. We'll give y'all that information on the website as well. With all that being said, thank you to everybody watching. Have a fantastic night. Me and Remy are going to bed. We are very, very tired. Thank you guys for joining us together.
1 minute left.
1 minute left.
Powered by
HDR.
Good night.
Good night. Yay! No, it's not stopping.